With a number of Republicans recently announcing they're not going to run for president, the leader of the Nassau County Republican Committee took the opportunity to endorse Peter King for the job. While the longtime congressman says he isn't actively pursuing the position, he also isn't ruling it out either.
Very well. One of our own favorite son, Peter T. King.
Nassau County Republican Committee Chairman Joseph Mondello gave an unexpected endorsement for president to Congressman Peter King last night, and the crowd went wild.
And friends of mine started calling, saying they'd been at the Nassau County Republican event, and Joe Mondello had endorsed me as a favorite son for president. And it was great. I mean, I've been in the Nassau organization all these years. I have a great regard for Joe Mondello, and it's a great honor to be considered.
King says he's just going to see what happens with the endorsement going forward, but he isn't going to actively campaign because getting reelected to Congress and remaining chairman of the Homeland Security Committee are his main concerns.
Basically, if you run for president, you have to stop doing everything else. And I have a real responsibility as chairman of the Homeland Security Committee. That is my job. I don't want to wake up one morning and say an attack against us was successful because I was off in Iowa somewhere.
In a statement, Mondello told the news at 11 tonight, voters know that Pete King respects them, doesn't speak from a pollster's cue card, and understands the twin threats facing this nation, the debt and the ongoing war on terror. Meanwhile, King was one of only a limited number of congressmen who were recently shown death photos of Osama bin Laden, a controversial decision by President Barack Obama. King says if he were president, he may have made a different call.
I may have released one of the photos, but I'm not the president. He is. And I respect what the president's doing. I understand a number of his military commanders thought it would really excite people or agitate people in the Middle East and to take action against our military. So I'm not going to criticize the president at all.
Now, King also says he is fighting proposed funding cuts to Homeland Security programs that House Republicans have put forward.
Well, he's already the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, but now some are talking about Peter King running for president.
So what does the congressman say about this? News 12 Long Island's Doug Geed sat down with him.
He was a Hempstead Town councilman, a Nassau County comptroller, and for nearly the past 20 years, a congressman. But is Peter King fit for the White House? Nassau Republican Chairman Joe Mondello threw out King's name as a possible presidential candidate at a party gathering in the city Tuesday night. He got loud applause. King says he'll kick around the idea, but says the White House was never a serious goal.
I thought about being president the same as every kid playing Little League imagines playing in the World Series, playing at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium. But no, I never gave it serious thought.
But for Pete King to go from his congressional district here on Long Island to the White House would take millions of dollars and a whole lot of luck. So many things have to fall into place for a successful presidential run. But supporters will say one thing he's got going for him is a relatively weak field among Republicans looking for the presidential nomination. Political consultant Mike DeWidziak has worked on 4 Republican presidential campaigns. He says while King has to be considered a long shot, he does have appeal.
He's the type of elected official that when he speaks, you don't necessarily have to agree with him to know that he's telling the truth as he feels it. And that's the way that was exactly Ronald Reagan's appeal.
To go out and raise $1 billion, to be going to all 50 states and giving up my seat in Congress, that's tough. But if it comes down to the point where I have the nomination, I'll accept it, but I don't expect that to happen.
In Massapequa Park, Doug Geed, News 12 Long Island.